Oh, so I've been out here screwing around on the new property a little bit, cleaning up. So this property is very old for the area. This was a homestead property. So there was a chicken coop and where they had the animals at. There was buildings all throughout here, back from the 50s. And the 50s is very, very old. Nobody out here in the 50s. There's only 700 something people out here now. But so I ended up tearing down all these buildings. They were really dilapidated. And so I knew about this water well because when I got the property, I ended up putting a pump and everything down it. So it's PVC, and they had this mounted on the wall of the shed. So it flows really well. Like last year we flowed 8,000 gallons in a day out of it. And never stops. Water's real clean. So tore the shed down and found this pipe underneath the shed with this brick on top of it. And the water was about 30 or 40 feet down, and I ended up filling it up with the other well to see if it would actually absorb the water, and it filled right up in just a couple of minutes. So I'm assuming that one's abandoned or clogged or whatever. So we'll probably, I guess, dig down and cap it off or something, or maybe play with it a little bit more. Yeah, I need to get this. So they had this inside the chicken coop, and the chickens were shitting around it and everything like that. So I don't know how easy it is to contaminate a well, but the plan is to get that one actually in service where we're using the water for the RV and the shop or something like that. And then we've got this big guy here. I cleaned off the top because it was buried in dirt, and I didn't want anyone parking on it because I was worried that it'll cave in. But let me stick my hand down in there. So pretty big cistern. Let me see if I can take it off without falling in it. So it's deteriorating a little bit. Oh, we're not going to be able to see much. Probably better light. Ah, it's not bad, my phone. There's actually, the guy's seen a frog. I don't know how they... Oh yeah, there's a frog right there. How the hell he survives. And then that looks like an animal that was hanging on the wall at one time. Don't know what that looks like to you guys. And then people have been throwing shit in here for 50 years. There's some pipes that go through the wall right here. I don't know what they do, if they just are down in there, but who knows how deep that mud is. But I'm thinking about cleaning it up. Going down there, I'm kind of a little bit scared of it. I don't know how stable it is. But going down there, pulling everything out, and then taking a 5-gallon bucket and just start digging dirt and see if there's a bottom to it, or if I need to get some of the dirt out. I'm sure there's a lot of dead animals. I need to build another lid to it that I can anchor down and run the well off into this thing and start sucking out of it and cycling it. For irrigation water, we don't have a lot to irrigate. We just have this small area now. But, and then in my mind, that would be the only way to really clean it, is start flowing a good amount of water through it, and then maybe drop some chlorine tablets or something down there. But I don't think I'd ever use this for drinking water. It just make really good irrigation water. Doesn't seem to smell or anything. So yeah, try to get some of this cleaned up and get this property back into service. Like I mentioned in a previous part, the shop was abandoned for years. They lived in the house, and before I got the shop like 7 or 8 years ago now. But this property was just Old. So little by little bringing it up to reasonable shape. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but figured couldn't hurt fixing it up. So yeah, fall along, I might probably end up building a nice shed over that water well with a nice filtration system and a solar direct drive pump that fills up a well trawl tank or something like that, and then I'll trench it over. We rented out this house back here, but still live in the RV. And so there's septic over here at this abandoned house. I've got a video on this. This house has been abandoned for a very long time. So kind of a mess over here, but there's a septic hookup right there, and there's electric. So all I would need is water to the camper, and I'm thinking about just trenching over well water. Which there was well water lines that went to the house off the abandoned well. But yeah, I want kind of new lines and new filtration and something that I could monitor water quality. So follow along, we'll see what we do with this summer. I'm probably gonna have to get it working here pretty soon to get my camper away from these guys. I rented out the house and been living in the camper in front of the house for months now. We're friends, but yeah, need a little bit of space between each other. So we'll see you on the next video.